Voices of love and hope presence. CEO pretends to be poor on a blind date. The rural girl's kindness changes everything. The bustling city of Westbridge was filled with flashing billboards, luxury cars, and people rushing to their next meeting. Among them lived Adrian Cole, a 32-year-old CEO of a leading real estate empire. Known in boardrooms for his sharp wit and fortune, Adrian was admired by the business world. But behind the tailored suits and skyscraper offices, he felt hollow. Every woman he dated seemed more interested in his bank account than in his heart. One evening, his grandmother, the only person who knew how lonely he truly was, said softly, "Adrian, you will never find true love among those who only see your money. Why don't you try meeting someone who doesn't know who you are?" That idea stuck with him. So, when a family friend suggested a blind date in the countryside with a humble girl from a farming family, Adrian agreed, but only on one condition. He would go disguised as an ordinary man, wearing plain clothes, no car, no mention of his wealth. The blind date was set in Maplewood, a small rural town surrounded by golden wheat fields and winding dirt roads. There lived Clara Hayes, a 26-year-old teacher who taught children in the village school. She was gentle, hardworking, and known for her kindness. Life had not been easy for her. Her father had passed away, leaving her to care for her younger brother and her mother. But despite hardships, she smiled with warmth that made everyone feel seen. When Adrian arrived by bus instead of his usual black sedan, he felt strangely nervous. He wore a simple flannel shirt, jeans, and dusty shoes. Clara was already waiting outside a small cafe, wearing a modest floral dress, her hair tied back loosely. Unlike women he had met before, she didn't scan him up and down or look disappointed at his clothes. Instead, she smiled and said, "You must be Adrian. You look tired from the journey. Come, let's sit and have tea." Inside the cafe, Adrian noticed how she spoke with genuine curiosity, not about his job or possessions, but about what he liked to do, whether he had siblings, and what his favorite childhood memory was. When the bill arrived, Adrian reached for his pocket, pretending to hesitate. He wanted to see her reaction. Clara noticed and gently placed a few crumpled bills on the table. "Don't worry, I can cover this. You must have traveled far, and I know how expensive city life is. Money doesn't matter as much as kindness." Adrian was stunned. No woman had ever offered to pay for him before, especially not on a first meeting. What was supposed to be a single blind date turned into many visits. Adrian found excuses to return to Maplewood, sometimes helping Clara's brother fix a broken fence, sometimes carrying supplies for the small school. Clara admired his humility. She thought Adrian worked odd jobs in the city, given his simple clothes and lack of a car, but she never judged him. Instead, she appreciated his willingness to listen, his laughter with children, and his respect for her hard-working mother. One evening, as they walked home under a sky full of stars, Clara said, "Adrian, people may not have much here, but we share what we do have. That's what makes life beautiful." Her words touched something deep in his heart. For the first time in years, Adrian felt seen for who he was, not for what he owned. Weeks later, Clara was invited to the city for a school seminar. Adrian offered to meet her there. She agreed, not knowing that this would be the day his secret would be revealed. When she arrived at a tall glass building, she searched for Adrian outside. Instead, she was ushered into a grand hall where men in suits bowed as Mr. Cole entered. To her shock, it was Adrian, no longer in flannel, but in a sleek, tailored suit, commanding the room with authority. Clara froze, realization dawning on her. Adrian wasn't just an ordinary man. He was the CEO of Cole Enterprises. After the meeting, Adrian rushed to her. "Clara, I can explain." But Clara's eyes were filled with hurt. "Why did you lie to me? Did you think I would despise you if I knew the truth?" Adrian held her hands. "No, Clara, I pretended to be poor because I was afraid. Every woman I met before only wanted my money. But you treated me with kindness when you thought I had nothing. You showed me love without conditions." Tears welled in Clara's eyes, but she saw the sincerity in his voice. He wasn't asking for forgiveness as a CEO. He was asking as the man she had come to know in Maplewood. It took Clara time to process the truth, but her heart couldn't deny what she felt. She realized that the Adrian she laughed with, worked beside, and trusted was the same man before and now, just with a hidden fortune. 1 month later, Adrian returned to Maplewood, this time not in disguise, but with open hands. He promised to build a new wing for Clara's village school, ensuring the children had books, computers, and proper classrooms. But most importantly, he promised Clara a future built not on wealth, but on love. Under the same starlit sky where they once walked, Adrian knelt before her, not with a diamond worth millions, but with a simple silver ring. Clara, when I had nothing, you gave me everything that mattered. Will you marry me? Her eyes glistened, and with a trembling smile, she whispered, yes. The city gossiped about the CEO who married a rural schoolteacher, but Adrian and Clara didn't care. Their love story wasn't written in gold or luxury. It was written in kindness, patience, and truth. And as the years went on, Adrian often told people, she never cared about my wealth. That's how I knew she was the one. Presented by Voices of Love and Hope, a story that reminds us, true love sees beyond riches. It sees the heart,